We got in touch with Bugatti, and
Bugatti, okay.
we had the chance to do the sound system for the Chiron and now for the Mistral car. And all drivers that are used in the Chiron and Mistral now, they are all new developments from scratch. So no part of it was available before. All individually developed for this special car.
Okay, Accuton is very famous for the ceramic and diamond diaphragms. Can you explain the advantage of using this material, the ceramic and the diamond?
Sure.
Halo teman-teman, selamat datang di YouTube channel Audio Plus Indonesia. Hari ini kita bersama Mr. Vaehsen dari Thiel Partner Corporation, salah satu yang memproduksi speaker Accuton. Nah, hari ini kita akan bertanya-tanya lebih detail bagaimana Accuton ini dibuat dan terutama bagaimana speaker ini bisa masuk ke car audio. Oke. Mr. Vaehsen, can you tell us the story behind Accuton and how the company became a reference in the high-end loudspeaker technology?
Sure, right.
Yeah.
I have to tell you a little bit of the story of Accuton and Thiel Partner.
Yes.
The company was founded more than 30 years ago.
Oh, 30 years. Okay.
And Mr. Thiel already had great ideas, very unique ideas how to design drivers.
Okay.
Actually, his first drivers were very, very unique as well. So the spirit was always in the company to do unique things. And I entered about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And right after I entered, I spent 1 year at the production learning from Mr. Thiel how to work with our special core materials, ceramic, diamond. And when I learned, he let me freely work with the materials.
Okay.
And then because also my design technical background, I thought we can do better. We can actually have more unique design and selling points and give it even more uniqueness. So I developed new drivers, completely new portfolio together with Mr. Thiel. He was always helpful in the background. Later, I set up an ISO 9001 quality management system, which helped us a lot operating in the way we are operating today. It helped us a lot with gaining higher product quality.
Very nice.
And we still continue to try and develop the best speakers in the market, and
Yes.
we have the straight philosophy that each new driver being developed always needs to be better than before, and really better.
Yeah. Nice. So you have a new invention during your time, 15 years in the company, yes.
Yes, and I'm still head of development,
Great.
giving ideas to the company, and we have a great setup behind realizing a lot of new ideas.
So why did Accuton decide to enter the automotive audio market, and how is it different from the home audio in terms of the design and the challenges that
Right.
you face in the process?
Right. We got in touch with Bugatti, and
Bugatti, okay.
we had the chance to do the sound system for the Chiron and now for the Mistral car. And all drivers that are used in the Chiron and Mistral now, They are all new developments from scratch, so no part of it was available before, all individually developed for this special car. So of course we learned a lot through this project. We bought a climate chamber in order to do validation in-house, and because that was quite successful and we got a lot of compliments about the sound quality, I decided to make a small portfolio for aftermarket usage.
Okay, good. So, are Accuton's automotive audio product fundamentally different from the home audio drivers, or they are adapted and then modified some way in the technology?
Actually, none of the drivers is adapted from home audio. They are entirely new developments for automotive audio, because we learned through testing a lot that, for example, the magnet system, the geometry needs to be different. We need to align the air gap, the voice coil clearance in order to cope with the vibration in the car, in order to cope with the settling spider, which settles with higher humidity, for example. We know that we need to use different surrounds in order to withstand the higher humidity, the impact of the sun, the UV radiation.
Besucher. Statt der Emma-Based Experience in Halle 1 einen Besucher und findet heraus, wie viel Lautstärke er verträgt. Das Lautstärke-Highlight immer zur halben Stunde in Halle 1 vorbeikommen, erleben, abfeuern.
Okay. So your drivers that are used in the Bugatti Chiron, what is the most unique and technical requirement on the challenges and the you face during the project?
Yeah,
I mean, this is something new in the first beginning. It's always challenging, right?
That's true. That's true. What was most challenging actually is the expectation that we had towards ourselves and that Bugatti have towards us, and all Bugatti clients can have about such a sound system, is the very high sound quality, of course. So this is something that we ultimately wanted to reach. And what was most challenging in getting there is the very small spaces available.
Okay.
So it was very small box volumes available, so we had to design the drivers to cope with very small box volumes. Specialize the drivers also to cope with the amplifier being used. There was impedance matching used and different type of new techniques that we had to develop in order to cope with the small space available.
Okay, Accuton is very famous for the ceramic and diamond diaphragms. Can you explain the advantage of using this material, the ceramic and the diamond?
Sure. We have two main design rules at Accuton. First design rule is we want the electrical signal to be translated into acceleration of the voice coil with low loss and very high quality. This is why we need a decent motor technology. Second is the energy in the voice coil and the acceleration of the voice coil needs to be translated into a sound wave as true to the original, as true to the movement of the voice coil as possible. Therefore, we want the cone not to bend, not to break up into different partial movements, and therefore we need a very lightweight and very stiff cone. So what we want is we want the cone to move in piston mode up to a certain frequency, which is usually out of use bandwidth, and until this frequency we want the whole cone, the whole SD of the cone to radiate in piston mode. That's actually the reason behind using those kinds of materials.
So how stiff and how light the ceramic and the diamond? Let's say comparing the ceramic and diamond, maybe you have some roughly it's a quarter of the weight or the stiffness between ceramic and the diamond.
Yeah, what I can say is that the internal speed up sound is about 20 times higher than conventional materials, for example.
So it's 20 times.
Yes.
And how important, now I see the Accuton is all in-house manufacturing, and you lead everything, the design, the production, everything. How important is in-house manufacturing in terms of quality control and maintaining the performance standard of Accuton drivers?
This actually gets more and more important. We are constantly trying to raise our product quality. We have very tight tolerances when it comes to end-of-line, acoustical end-of-line testing of our products.
Okay.
For a very long time, our products are 100% acoustically end-of-line tested, and we have a hard rejection if a product fails this test. And we also started to test other components that we use to build the drivers during production 100%. So we need a tight quality control in order to provide the high product quality. So this is why it's we cannot even think about doing this out of outsource this.
It's impossible to maintain
It's
the
impossible.
quality.
It's impossible.
Yeah. And what should the distributors and installers know about bringing Accuton Automotive in to their customers?
Dealers and installers need to commit themselves to our, let's say, product philosophy and the sound quality that's adequate and achievable with our products. So the quality of craftsmanship needs to be up to our product build standard.
Yes.
And the sound quality of the resulting system needs to achieve a very, very high sound level and sound quality.
So what are your thoughts on the future of high-end automotive audio? Where is the market heading in your opinion? Just maybe you have an idea.
Yeah, sure. Well, I can think of many how to say improvements into the direction of more immersive sound systems, because I think this is an interesting direction. I think also the head units of car manufacturers and integrating spaces for speakers develop into this direction. Also for the rear seats to include those in also aftermarket sound systems. And also I think that through usage of electrical engines, actually, when the car gets quieter, you have a higher potential to really listen to music in your car while driving.
Okay, so a few days ago I went to Munich High-End and I listened one of the speaker, Acura acoustic with your driver Accuton. I was really impressed.
Right.
And will it be achievable to get that sound in the car? Let's say customer have a premium and want to invest in the premium car sound. Will it be achievable, that kind of sound in the car? In your opinion, what do you think?
I think so. So. We have some issues in the car. It's a complicated location. The circumstances are not easy sometimes, but on the pro side, we usually use DSP to time align the drivers. This is something that, in case of a passive speaker, like the one you mentioned, is not possible. And this allows for a lot of things being better from the start, like time align all drivers to the passenger seat, or make it choosable for the driver to switch to the passenger seat.
Achievable.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Thank you for all the information that you have been sharing.
You're welcome.